Hey, what's up all you beautiful people out there of all colors and flavors? Welcome back to Green Mountain Gems. So in this video, I'm going to be trying to get all the aquamarine out of the host rock here. I have several pieces like this that I collected from Ray Mine at the beginning of the year, and I brought home, just not been able to get into them yet. So today I'm going to go ahead and bust all these up and get this aquamarines out. So y'all stay tuned and let's see what all we can find. Come on. So I know I've not posted videos in a while, but there's been a lot going on. Been battling some health issues, lots of doctor appointments, taking care of the youngins, etc. Y'all know how that goes. Plus, I have been working really hard on trying to get the money together to expand Green Mountain Gems. I have discovered opal and fell in love with opal. Fell in love with the whole cutting opal process, and so I've been working on getting the money up to order a Cabking, y'all. So I'll be ordering the Cabking today, and it will be here soon, and then I'll be able to start getting back into making more videos and kind of focus more on the YouTube as I'm learning the cab machine and learning opal and starting to cut opal, and I'm going to move into doing a lot with the opal. So I'll be able to have opal cutting videos and whatnot, and then I'll be selling opal as well. So y'all make sure to stay locked in here on Green Mountain Gems. There's a lot of great stuff going on. So these are the host rock that I brought home. They all have some aquamarine in them. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I can see some on the outside. So we're gonna bust all these open and see what all we can find inside of them. On this one, you can see some aquamarine there. And you can see some here. Good little bit right there. The funny thing is, until the water hit it, you couldn't even really see it. And on this piece here, you see that it has a formed small piece of aquamarine there, kind of sticking out of it. So we'll try to get that the rest of the way out. So on this one, you can see it's got a little bit right here. Also has some garnets on it. I'm going to be going after the aquamarine in there. It might just be a little bit, but there's definitely some in there. And then on this one, you got a really, really pretty blue gemmy aquamarine right there. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. That's a really nice, really pretty blue aquamarine. And this one also has garnets all over it. You can see the garnet spots. And on this big one, got an aquamarine right there. And there's another one over here on this side. So there's no telling how much will be in this big one here. And then on this other big one, look at that right there. Look at that. It's not really formed all the way, but that's some really good beryl aquamarine crystal right there. All right, y'all, let's bust these up. You ready? All right, y'all, we'll start off with this small one here that had that nice formed aquamarine in it. All right. Look what that revealed, y'all. Unfortunately, the top little bit broke, but you can see it's got a nice beryl through there. Really nice beryl. Look at that. You never know what's inside of these matrix until you get into them. That is a nice beryl. Pretty thick too, because it still goes down into the rock, it looks like. Unfortunately, that top little bit broke off there under that pressure. There's the top of it. But you can see that's a nice formed beryl in there. But now the hard part is, can I get the rest of this out of this host rock without it breaking? Because a lot of times these are under pressure, and when you pop them out, they'll snap. I don't see any fracture points on here so far, except for maybe one up top here. So maybe I can get this out in one piece, which will be awesome. I don't really want to leave it in the host rock, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Let's go ahead and try to get the rest of it out. The only thing is, you see what I have here to work with, and that's all I have at this point. So I'll do the best I can with what I got, and we'll see how it comes out. Y'all stay tuned. That's a good one there, y'all. Got it. Look at that, y'all. Yeah. All right, y'all, here it is. Look at that. Wow. Perfectly formed. Came out really nice. Super happy about that one. Up next, let's go for this little gemmy aquamarine right here in the middle of this one. It could go deep all the way in here, or it could just be that small little bit there that's already broken off from the bigger host rocks. So we'll just have to see when we get into it. Got that little garnet right here. Nice little garnet. Well, y'all, that one turned out to be a dud. It only had that very small little bit of crystal on top, and it pretty much just shattered when it broke on that fracture point. So this still has some pretty nice little garnets in it, so I'm gonna go ahead and bust it up and try to get these garnets out. All right, up next, we got a little bit in this side here. We got a little bit of aqua on top here, and a little bit of aqua going down in there. So let's break this one open and see what we can get out of it. Up next, let's check this one out. Now on this one, you can see that there's definitely some beryl crystal here on that spot. See that crystalline structure? That's either some white beryl, some aquamarine, something. Some type of beryl in here. So we're gonna go for this, but on this one, it does not look like it's fully formed. This is all cracked, and it's been in my experience in the past, whenever I've tried to get those out, that they just come out in broken shards. So we'll see how it comes out this time. Y'all stay tuned. And I'm not seeing anything else yet.
Getting closer.
So now you can see it better right there. Runs right around here on top, but it doesn't run very deep. You can see that pretty aquamarine there. So more than likely this is just going to split when I get it out and come out in a whole bunch of small shards of aquamarine. So I'll see what I can do though. There's the other side there. A big old aquamarine crystal. It's just either broken or not fully formed one. So that's about as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna have to use the Dremel to take off the rest of this host rock because it's not evenly distributed through there. Pretty nice little find in that rock. That's a beautiful aquamarine. Well, y'all, the sun's starting to go down on me, and I feel like that last crystal was a good stopping point. So we'll save this big one for another video. You can see that aquamarine there, innit? You can see that aquamarine there. So at the end of the day, you're busting those up, except for that biggest one. Came out pretty good. Here is a pretty nice aquamarine crystal in there. It's not really formed that great, but it's definitely a pretty crystal. Got this nice formed piece of beryl here. Look how it's got that clarity to it. Got like some striping or something along it. It's pretty cool. I found a handful of little garnets here. Little gemmy looking garnets. They're small, but I like to keep all the garnets I find. Pretty cool little gemmy garnets there. And there's another piece of that pretty crystal aquamarine beryl. Really pretty. And here's another piece of the beryl. Kind of broke off up top there, but you can see it formed here. And here's another piece of that beryl. It broke off, but hey, it's still a gemstone. I like to keep all the small stuff. You can still do things with it. Make some necklaces or something with it. And here's the top piece of that big one that broke off on me. Fully formed here. Just broke off, but what can you do? And another piece of beryl here. It kind of split right there on me. You can see it there. So yeah, not too bad for busting up a few rocks I've been holding on to. I always enjoy the hunt. You never know what you're gonna get when you start busting them up. So always a great time. So hope y'all enjoyed this video.